in lieu of my usual swag approach, we're going to go with broader, more speculative, wild-ass guesstimate. Trademark. So let's start by trying to figure out the size of the site. Giga Shanghai Phase 3 is 0% complete with the math to prove it. I'm Brian. Welcome to My Tesla Weekend. I know it's not exciting to see 0% progress, and technically they're already desperately behind schedule, but there's a certain fun in going back to day one and seeing how things have progressed. Tesla has reportedly acquired a new parcel of land somewhere very close to their original factory. Despite weeks of rampant speculation, it now appears we know where it is. It's just to the south of the main site across the canal, and if that's correct, the work is already underway. We know the site is roughly half the size of the original plot of land, but what we don't know is how big the building will be, what its orientation or location within the site will be, or what its total size will be. So in lieu of my usual swag approach, we're going to go with broader, more speculative, wild-ass guesstimate. Trademark. So let's start by trying to figure out the size of the site. Well, here's the original site, and we know it's half the size of that. So let's look at it with Phase 1, and here it is with Phase 2, and here it is with the newer Phase, what we're calling 2.5. Now, we believe it's this site right here, just to the south, but is it this size, this smaller size, or this one, or this smallest size of all? Well, since it's half the size of the original site, it should only be about this size, but construction on the site looks like it extends all the way down to the next canal to the south. So maybe it's the largest of the sizes? I mean, it's definitely too early to know, but that's surely no obstacle for these assumptions. By the way, if you want some free merch, you can enter to win by leaving a comment below or subscribing. I'm giving out prizes each month, and you can leave comments on every video to enter, or just by subscribing or doing both. I mean, it's pretty easy, really. So, there you go. So since the land is roughly half the size, it's fair to assume the factory will be roughly the size of Shanghai's existing Phase 1 or Phase 2. Since Tesla always goes bigger over time, we'll just go with Phase 2. So let's take these chunks from that part of the site and kind of smoosh them all together to get kind of a rough idea. Okay, so the site could be something like this block here. And to stay true to Tesla form, I'll trim off the corners at 45-degree angles, and there you go. Is that big enough? Is it too big? I mean, it's tough to say, but, let's head back to the map. The east to west width would be about 3,000 feet, or 914 meters, by a north to south dimension of about 750 feet, or 229 meters. So, using our handy-dandy Google Maps, we can see that it's about 2.2 million square feet, which is about 670,000 square meters. This would be, about half the size of Giga Texas, which I honestly think is a pretty reasonable guess. It could be bigger or smaller than this, or across multiple buildings, or in a different shape, and the tracker will adjust for all of these possibilities as the site starts to take shape over the coming weeks and months. The shape of the site is less critical to the progress than, the actual progress itself, which is what we'll be looking at. The math used to track this is copied directly from my Giga Texas Progress Math Tracker series, which has proved remarkably consistent, which itself was based on the study of progress at the two previous phases of Giga Shanghai, as well as Giga Berlin. Each square you see is based on 45 feet by 45 feet, That is to say 13.7 meters by 13.7 meters, which should be roughly correct, but it will be dialed in as we get new information moving forward. So let's take a look at just how much of the site is done. Roofs, framing, and foundations? Yeah, there isn't any of that. Those will come soon enough, and when it does, it will wash over the site like a dust storm. Right now, the only thing visibly occurring is site prep, aka grading. There is a pile driver already on site, but it has yet to join in on the fun, so it's just site prep. This will move quickly since there are no trees to clear, like in Berlin, or hills and valleys to level, like in Austin, and you can already see the swarm of trucks busy at work. So as of today, from what we can see, the site prep is 2% done, bringing the grand total for the entire project to 0% done. Not bad for a first week on the job, though normally a project in Shanghai is complete in 12 months, so it should be closer to 2 or 3% done by now, but we will keep an eye on it. My Patreons get a second chance to win free merch and get bonus content, early access, an ad-free experience, and keep the channel running for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/glossynews. Welcome to Ron Babcock at the very cool level and Chris D, who just upgraded to the same. Very cool. So what did I miss or misunderstand? Leave me an ear platter in the comments and stay tuned, stay juicy, and I can't await to hear from you clever robots all upon the flippity flop.